Alright, Shalom Akim, Kal Halal, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruach HaKodash, Legacy Double Honors the Apostles, and elders of Great Millstone at Ruel, and peace and salutation to the Akim world that pushes through to the four corners of the earth, This is your Abba from Trinidad East Camp. Another short video here. I'll entitle it, Give Due Honor and Diligence to the Body of Mashayach. Right, because really and truly we understand that in our brotherhood it has certain things you're supposed to do, and it also has certain ways you're supposed to be with your brothers. You understand? Because the scriptures say when you come into the truth is a new creature. So ways that you would have probably treat brothers or treat people when you're in the world, when you come into the truth, you have to understand it might have differences in it. It's true, if it was a cool brother, you'd treat them normal, but that's certain way that the scriptures say to deal with certain things. Already and truly, days where we're supposed to be rehearsing until that great day. Right, so Hebrews, I'll start with this scripture. Say Hebrews 13 verse 1. Say, let brotherly love continue. Right? And this is how it is actually show your brother's love according to the scriptures, according to the law. Right? The scriptures will give you guidelines on the things that are right and wrong to do, and they were supposed to be rehearsing. So there's Galatians 5 verse 13, right? It says, for brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Right? It say, only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh. You understand? Not as an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another. Already and truly, when you come into this truth, you come like a servant unto your brother, and your brother come like a servant unto you. You're supposed to serve each other, help each other. Even though you will have ordinances to say that, one brother might be on a higher level than another, like one will be an elder, the next might be second in command, third in command, and so forth. You're still servants unto each other, meaning that you're supposed to help each other. It's just like back in Israel when it had a king. The king used to serve the people, and the people used to serve the king. But it had a clear distinction on who was on top and who was below. It had ordinance to everything. But at the same time, you're supposed to serve your brothers. You have different ways and different things you could do to go about that, but that is the general principle. And all these things is a reasonable service when in the truth. These are things that you're actually obligated to do as being part of a body. Alright? So this is Romans 12. I'll start from 3. It says, for I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, say not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think. Because I'm sure it had times in the past we had certain camps where elders might be thinking themselves a little too high onto the other brothers, and they used to mistreat the brothers and so forth, when really and truly you're not ought to think like that. Scriptures say, the greater thou art, the more humble thyself. Right? And sometimes even being in a high position is a trial by itself, because that is also tests your humility. It had Jakes when they get a position, how Jakes does be. All of that is be to test your humility also. You're actually getting the worst kind of trials the higher you go. That's why it's how the scriptures say distinctively, it's saying the greater thou art, the more humble thyself. Right? I'll read it over. It says, for I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as power had dealt to every man the measure of faith. Right? It say, for as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office. So like I say, it had different ways on how you'll go about serving your brothers. Everybody have their measure on how they would do things, or what they are able to do. For we, being many, are one body of mashayach, and every one member one of another. See, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given unto us. Because you see, some brothers might have plenty physically. You'd have some brothers that would be able to teach or have more knowledge than others, and that is how they would give. To have brothers that you could seek good counsel from when you're going through problems. Everybody will have their measure on the kind of gifts that they have and how they will distribute it. Right, so having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given unto us. It say, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the portion of faith, or ministry, let us wait on a ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching. Right? It say, or he that exhorteth on exhorting, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity, he that ruleth with diligence. Right? So you see, gaining examples of how to go about using your gifts. Say, he that could give, let him give in simplicity. Right? He that exhorteth, let him exhort. Say, he that ruleth with diligence. Right? Again, being the head is not a simple task. It say, he that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. It say, let love be without dissimulation. Right? Abhor that which is evil, cleave to that which is good. Let's search up our word here. A second. Right, it say, I read over 9, it say, let love be without dissimulation. Right, it say dissimulation definition. It say concealment of one's thoughts, feelings, or character, pretense. You understand? So when you love, don't have backward thoughts within your head about this and that and next. You know how the curses is be. Sometimes you might say forgive a brother and you're still having thoughts in the back of your head that you refuse to let go. Ready and true, you're not supposed to be like that. It say abhor that which is evil, cleave unto that which is good. It say be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love, in honor preferring one another. Already and true, the scripture is giving you just different examples of how he is give honor and diligence unto the body. Right? It say not slothful in business. So you see, not slothful in business, which is also a characteristic of being a part of the body, because you're supposed to be diligent. As part of the body, you have a function to fulfill. Whether your function might be as much as the head, or less than the head, or the least, but you always try to fulfill your lot. Don't just do the bare minimum, as the elders say. Do as much as you could. The feet don't walk when it feel like. The feet does walk to carry the body. The arms does be used to do different things. As a part of the body, you gotta learn to be active. Alright? It's not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. And by serving your brothers and the brotherhood, that is how it is also serve the Lord, not just by preaching. I say, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer. Right? I say, distributing to the necessity of saints, given to hospitality. All these different examples the scriptures is give you on how to be as a man of the Lord, how to actually serve the body. And the scriptures, this is your reasonable service. Just like I was saying, that same Romans, that Romans 12, I think is verse 1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy of power, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto power, which is your reasonable service. All and serving the brotherhood is a reasonable service also. Because all that pertain to the works. The works is not just about going out and preach for a couple hours and then that is it. Your life, your entire life is the works. You understand? Alright, one more precept. I'll start from 4, right? 1 Corinthians 12, I'll start from 4. I'll close off after this. Let's say now there are diversities of gifts, which is similar to what I was talking about in Romans, but every prophet will always give it in a different way. You see, but the same Spirit, and there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord, right? One body, which is in mashayach. You see, and there are diversities of operations, but it is the same power which worketh all in all. You see, but the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. For to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom. So I was talking about the brothers who are good breakdowns, or could give a good counsel. To another, the word of knowledge by the same Spirit, right? You see, to another, faith by the same Spirit. To another, the gifts of healing by the same Spirit. To another, the working of miracles. To another, prophecy. To another, discerning of spirits. And another, diverse kinds of tongues. Now all these go back to different abilities that men does have in the truth. You understand? Some on a spiritual level, some on a carnal level. To another, the interpretation of tongues. But all these work it, that one and the self same Spirit, dividing to every man severely as he will. Right? It's like how you see the parable about the men that received talents. You understand? You'll have some that will have more than others. You'll have some that would, on higher levels than others, but it working towards the same job. See, for as the body is one and had many members, and all the members that one body being many are one body, as also is mashayach. For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles. Now we know, many in the truth know what a Gentile refer to. You understand? I know what Jews refer to, because the Jews refers to Jews referred to Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and the Gentiles were, the northern tribe. Say, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit. You see, for the body is not one member, but many, right? Many members. See, if the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? And there are men who does actually think like this. The second does say, if everybody wants to be the head, who will be the arms? Who will be the feet? Who will be the fingers and the big toes? Everybody have their portion to fulfill in the body of mashayach. It's not a this is not about where it is you would like to be. And yes, be reminded of it very often. It's not about where you would like to be, but it's what was ordained for you. Sometimes you was just made to be the big toe. That's just how it is. It said if the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? But now had power set the members every one of them in the body as it had pleased him. Same thing I just say. As it had pleased him. As like how the brothers often say, it depends on what your lot is. Sometimes your lot could be a high position, sometimes it could be a low position. That's just the lot that the Most High chose for you. Now that doesn't mean because you might be on a high position, you don't have to do a certain amount. And that's thinking like a niglet. Because really and truly, once you could do it, you're supposed to do it. Just like how you'll say some mightn't be extremely gifted in prophesying. That is no excuse not to do videos or to be in a video. You can still put yourself in a position, especially seeing as how the apostles say at least 3 videos per week. You could put yourself in a video, whereas if you're not good at doing videos on your own, you could go and do a video with somebody else. But you still put yourself in a position where you're getting that job done, because you have a job, even if you can't do it for yourself, to assist to feed the sheep. Alright? It's saying if they were all one member, where were the body? It say, but now are there many members, yet but one body? And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need for thee. Nor again the head to the feet, I have no need for you. And all of that is does keep humility in a group also. Because a man who higher than somebody can't want to tell our next brother that you have no need for him. At the end of the day, once he have faith and he actually a part of the body, you have to treat him as you treat yourself. Just as the scripture saying, it's the scripture saying, that is what Matthew. It's Matthew, I think it's 5:12. I think it's 7:12. Yeah, 7:12. It's in Matthew 7:12. It said, therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, it said, do ye even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets. You understand? The second greatest law. You say, thy neighbor as yourself. Right? So all of that is keep humility. At the end of the day, all brothers are important. Even though they might do less than you, even though they mightn't be as wise as you are, all of them are important. It's in verse 22, it says, nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble and necessary, and those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor, and our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. So really and truly, there's all precepts I run through pertaining to giving honor unto the body. You understand? Honor unto the body of mashayach. Okay, supposed to give honor unto your brothers, supposed to serve the brotherhood. Really and truly, that is your reasonable service according to your measure, according to how much you're able to do. Because you'll have brothers who could do a lot, you'll have brothers who could do less because of the circumstances they're in. But don't be slothful in doing what you could. Just like I have a term that is used in Esau is used. in the psychology books is called a diffusion of responsibility. And that is, for example, like I say that two people standing up in one spot and the both of them see somebody else fall down across the road. They will tell themselves they don't need to do it because the person next to them could do it, or the person or somebody who next to the person that fall down who see it could do it. You understand? That's called a diffusion of responsibility. They just take the self out of it because they're telling the self that somebody else could do it, and that's thinking like a nigga. And the truth, you're not supposed to think like that, right? And with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Racha Kodash, that belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Ruel. Peace and salutation to the Akim around the world that pushes truth to the four corners of the earth. This is Yaraba from Trinidad Camp saying Shalom, Akim, stay strong.